Super Mario Galaxy is my favorite game of all time. While it has a lot of levels I absolutely love, there are some I don't particularly enjoy as much as others. Ladies and gentlemen, today we are going to be going over the top 10 hardest stars in the entire game of the 121 total stars. Before I start, I would like to remind people that this list is subjective and solely based on my opinion. If your top 10 is different from mine, let me know in the comments because I'd like to see what other people think. Anyway, there really are no rules to this list other than the levels have to be from Super Mario Galaxy, I guess. So without further ado, let's get into this. Number 10. Star Bunnies in the Snow. Hide and seek under a time limit was never my thing, especially when you have to find everyone in said time limit. In this level, you are required to find all the bunnies in a given time of 150 seconds. The worst part is honestly how hidden the bunnies are. One is in a snowman, one is in a chest, and the other one is in a hole in the ground. There was a lot of actions required to get all three. The one in the hole is by far the easiest, where all you have to do is move your cursor over the hole to get rid of the snow covering it. But the other bunnies require either a shell or a fire flower. The one in the snowman is the hardest considering how many snowmen there are. Again, all of this in under 150 seconds. Doesn't sound that bad when you forget you still have to capture them as they run away. Yeah, it's not very easy, but that's all I have to say for this one. Number 9. Purple coins on the puzzle cube. This star has always aggravated me. My least favorite part of this star is the fact that the timer continues after collecting 100 purple coins. There have been many times I got all necessary coins and barely did not make it to the star, forcing me to restart. But honestly, I figure that if you don't go very far from the starting side, then it gets a lot less confusing after trying to go back, because the cube can be confusing to navigate sometimes. Also, I'm a bit surprised when people don't bring this level up when talking about levels they dislike. It could be because it's more of a forgettable level, but I don't know because I really only speak for myself here. Number 8. Purple coins on the Battle Rock. Another purple coin level already, but don't worry, there aren't actually that many on this list. Anyway, this one is an auto-scroller, which is an issue since there's only 100 purple coins, which leaves you basically no room for mistakes. Missing even one purple coin leads you to restarting the level. There isn't much else to say here, so I'll just leave you with that. Number 7. Fiery Dino Piranha. The level itself isn't really too bad until you get to the boss. It kind of amazes me how they turned one of the easiest bosses into a really tough one. It's a similar concept to the original Dino Piranha boss as you could imagine, but sometimes his tail will light on fire and he leaves a trail of fire behind him. He also hurls fireballs at you when he has one hit left. This level is such a relief to finish, but it also isn't so bad with the Blue Hungry Luma and the dozens of star bits right before the boss, since you can just increase your health to 6. Regardless, a pretty tough boss, which is why it's on this list. Number 6. Luigi's Purple Coins. You all had to have seen this one coming at some point. A time limit, 100 purple coins to collect, and disappearing platforms. Plus, you have to make it back to the start once you have collected all needed purple coins. While this level is pretty hard, I don't actually think it's that bad as everyone interprets. I mean, as long as you're careful in the starting area in the beginning, and you stay near the beginning after collecting like 80 or so coins, you should be fine. The middle of the level may be a different story. I basically just advise you to do as little backtracking as possible because the platforms do not come back to their normal state until you die and therefore restart the level. Number 5. Bullet Bill on Your Back. Dusty Dune Galaxy has never really been my favorite. The levels feel tedious and sometimes boring, but with this level, how could it be boring if there's literally a bullet bill on your back? After finding where the level is, you are on a circular planet with 2 buttons and a bullet bill launcher in the middle. One button makes the launcher go higher and the other one lower. It takes a while for this process to go through, which is annoying. Once the launcher is as high as possible, there are glass domes on the ground, one in which has a star inside. So, as you'd expect, you are supposed to use the bullet bill to break the glass with the star. It's really annoying because if the bullet bill crashes or hits anything other than the glass of the star, you'll have to lower the launcher again, wait for another one to come out, raise the launcher again, and the cycle repeats. This whole level is annoying and I really don't like it. Number 4. Ship Daredevil Run. I recall having a really hard time with this boss on my first playthrough of both the Wii and Switch versions of this game. It confuses me not to see many people talk about it because it's really not that fun. It's basically the Camella boss fight from the first level in this galaxy, but you can't even take one hit. It feels like a much harder version than it really should be. The first 2 hits aren't really that bad because you have plenty of room and no extra enemies attacking you. The second phase always, and I mean always, gets me. You're in a much smaller area and there's 2 magic Koopas attacking you. I often like to get rid of one but not the other because new ones will just spawn later. I don't know if another one can spawn if only one is dead because I haven't tested that, but yeah, I don't really like this level. Number 3, the Electric Labyrinth. This level screams precision, timing, and anger. The level starts out with 5 pipes that lead you to different areas of the labyrinth. At the end of each path is a star chip and a sling star, so you're required to collect all 5 star chips. The issue is really the fact that messing anything up basically means instant death and you restart the level and collect the 5 star chips again. There's a lot of nerve-wracking timings and precise movements, and slight mistakes don't give any forgiveness. I don't think the second part of this level is as bad. It's still pretty scary at times, especially with the bullet bills chasing you. As long as you take your time and be careful with the first part, the level shouldn't be as bad, but it's still pretty difficult no matter what you try. Number 2, Gizmos, Gears, and Gadgets. If you aren't a fan of the rolling ball levels, you're absolutely going to hate this one. This level is a huge upgrade from the first rolling ball level, especially difficulty-wise. Even in the very beginning, you have to move along a narrow path. Breaking blocks and knocking over platforms isn't honestly too bad, then suddenly, all these enemies and timings are shoved in your face. The Goombas give you a slight jump that can screw you over near edges, and the bob-ombs explode, making you go even further than the Goombas, and it's really hard to control. The ending is pretty scary too. The first dice block will try and knock you down, and you're supposed to land on the second dice block in order to get on the platform with the hole where the ball breaks and the star comes out. Landing on it is sometimes a pain, and sometimes also balancing on it can be a bit difficult too. But the end result is a star. It feels really satisfying to get. Now, I bet you're wondering what the last star is. Well, I thought my number 1 pick was pretty good, but once again, if you have a different number 1 hardest star, please tell me in the comments. Number 1, Spire Daredevil Run. I'm surprised the galaxy appeared twice on this list, but on the other hand, I'm not surprised that it's Melty Molten. Anyway, this is the hardest star in the game. Honestly, the sinking lava spire wasn't too bad difficulty-wise. It was the kind of difficulty you'd expect so late in the game, but not too bad. But what if you only had 1 hit and no checkpoints? It actually surprisingly increases the difficulty a lot. I spent about 25 minutes on my first and currently only 120-star speedrun on this level alone. I really hate getting near the end and then having to restart at the beginning. This is also probably the longest Daredevil Comet level in the game, since most of the others are just bosses. This level doesn't have a boss, but it is really one hell of a challenge. I'm not sure what else to say about this level, but that wraps up this list. Thank you all for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video.